And the old ones are
yeah.
offset.
Yep.
Okay.
So of the 608 vacant, 473 of them are only seasonal.
Yeah,
not just
473 are seasonal.
Totally vacant.
Right.
Yeah.
And under the occupied, you got 1,319, then you got owner occupied, 1,164, and rented out, there's 155. See where I'm coming from here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mine are offset too. Okay. So, yeah, you don't add all of them up to get the total, you just add occupied and vacant to get the total units. Okay?
Yeah.
And I changed, I'm gonna find it. All right, neighboring townships are similar with an average of closer to 3% or 3 persons per household. Let's see, what did I change? Or somewhat. Watch my place. I'm tired. Okay, here we go. Oh, I put in somewhat similar, and the old one that was somewhat higher. I don't know, this sounded better to me. Whatever you want to put in there. But I'd like you to read this over and scribble yours up, see how you know like. Yeah. Okay. And then, let's see, an average of, three persons per household, closer to 3. Anyway. Okay. And I talked to Don, but I haven't got any data on this housing structure thing to update these charts yet. I guess I'll have to go in and try to dig it out. And in here, let's see, new housing construction. Let's see. Why did I put that in red?
Well, that's unchanged from what we have.
Okay, well, I wanted you guys to really look at this and see about it, because that's why I put it in red, so I know that.
Well, if you could add on permits issued by year, if you add 2005 through 2010 or 11.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to drop the, how many ever we add, you want to drop the oldest years off?
I don't
to keep it the same.
Doesn't make any difference to me. I gotta come in and get that last time, but we haven't got it all. So I'll try to get those updated somehow, and then we will, once I get the figures. If we can go to 2005 and maybe 2010 on that permits issue thing. And then what is it, from 2000 to 2010 on the number of years built. That's probably dropped dramatically. So anyway. Okay. Okay, I talked with Jackie when we got into some of this on values too, so Croton Township has 5.08, and I'm trying to let that figure, because I don't know if that's changed much or not. And that's something else I'm trying to get them down. The number of manufacturing units, 24% of housing stock due to nationwide economic downturn starting in April 2007. Home values dropped nationwide. That added that into that paragraph to kind of show the decrease in home values over what was in the old one. And talked to Jackie about it. She did some investigating, and she thought we should drop it, could drop it about 20%. So what I did, I didn't drop 20% quite. Everett Township and Big Prairie, I dropped 18%. Because I'm thinking they're farther from Lansing, don't have the recreation, blah, blah, blah. So their values probably went down and will stay down, have gone down more. Dropped Etna Township 16%. Brooks Township, I dropped 15%. Croton, I dropped 12%. Reynolds, I dropped 15%. And then Grant, Inslee, and Pearson, I dropped 12% because of their proximity then. And because prices are coming back up over what, what the lows have been. So. But, and there again, that was Jackie's best guess doing some research, and I guess I thought 20% might be a little high for her because we are seeing it come back. So, and she's had in the last 2 months, well, in 1 month, she had 5 homes in the township that sold for over $200,000, which was kind of surprising. Whatever, we can do whatever with those figures you guys want to do, because
Well, again, last one says that the source was the US Census.
Yeah, well,
2000. This might be something that
this is
a planner would be able to dig these out of the census.
well, I think eventually, you see, they don't have township data available yet that I've been able to get to. Yeah, I've tried, at the state level, you get some, and there is some township data available on population, and that's all there, but on the economic part of it, boys, it's hard to find any economic data. I did find quite a lot of, I was surprised that actually in the average income has gone up since 2008, as even on state level, which surprised me, but not, it took a drop, but I think it's coming back up every year now, so, there's some gain there. Anyway, that's what I've got done so far, and I'd like you to take the time to tear it apart.
Looks good.
Scribble it up. And then I'll try to make some of these other changes that we went through tonight. And I don't know, Do you want me to keep going with this, or how do you want to do it? If somebody wants to take a section and download it and start rewriting it, I think that would be absolutely wonderful.
We need, we gotta get a copy of the old one so we can
Yeah.
see what we have. Tim's supposed to be working on that.
Yeah. I've been doing some work trying to get some maps around too. Tina's been helping me dig out all of the special use and commercial properties too. Oh, and I forgot to read something that was handed to me, which I shall do. Sorry. Dear Planning Commission members, thank you so much for the card, kind words, and gift. I enjoyed and appreciate every member of this board. Every one of you works hard and gives a lot of your time to make sure things come together. It is my pleasure to work for all of you. Thank you, Tina. Huh? Cash.
Like for Christmas?
Well, she wasn't in the day before Christmas, so.
What?
She wasn't in the day before Christmas, so she got it.
Oh.
You got cash. It's hard to return that.
Do you want a motion to adjourn?
First, we should decide whether, when we want another meeting.
Yeah.
We want to meet before, have a work meeting before we get together with the other boards.
I don't know how Morgan wants that. I think he's going to let everybody speak their mind. And, I think that kind of comes to a conclusion myself, and that's only my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel. I think when he sets that meeting up for all boards, discuss this possible consultant, everybody should be there and speak their mind. If you can't be there, then let somebody know how you feel about it, I guess. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't think it's going to be right away when you talk.
Yeah, and I don't know.
He was talking maybe February or so. I think he's pretty busy. A lot going on.
A lot going on right now, and we really gotta keep pushing on that campground. Get something done there, so.
Yeah, something should have been done quite a while ago, but
So was that the working meeting you were talking to discuss the,
Oh, was to
The
discuss
planner?
the planner, yeah. Whether we should have a meeting before that, or wait till we have that.
if we're only interviewing the two planners, I can discuss it right now. It's only gonna take me 2 seconds. If I only got to pick from the two, I'm gonna pick the first one because I know the second one, I know what happened in Newaygo, and I wouldn't be deal with anybody that done something like that, whether he was right or wrong.
I have heard back from 4 people, I think it was, that I've called, that Andrew give us his references. And they all had very high praise for him and his professionalism.
The first one?
Andrew, the first one. Yeah. And,
I know, I think we have time because I know that the board hasn't even discussed, money for it or anything like that. I think that's gonna be part of his budget.
Well, yeah, we have a budget every year, And that's always kind of figured in some money for the planner, but we haven't had one, and a bit of winging it ourselves, so. And there's times when it'd be nice to be able to call somebody.
I just think it's no brainer. The first one was a lot more professional.
Showed up.
And he was pretty open with his prices. Charge $65 an hour if that's what you want to do it. You would entertain it. He was so far over the place with.
This is a little bit
120.
cocky, I thought, a little bit arrogant.
Yeah, I didn't like that when somebody asked him a question, it was yes, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, you asked him
Well,
to
yeah.
explain something, and all it was, yeah, I've done it.
I didn't like it, neither one of them
Seconds.
asked us that many questions, or did, like Chris said, like Chris Hadley said, neither one of them looked on our website to see if the ordinance was on there, did any research about us. No, I
Well,
didn't like that.
I found out a lot more about Andrew, by talking to him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot more experience than what he kind of talked with us about.
Well, some people just plain can't interview. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he was asked about the, waterfront and rural, why didn't he say that then?
Well, he kind of did, but I found,
I know a guy, I know a person that handles this, I know somebody can do this.
yeah, oh, you mean,
This guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt you're gonna be shelling
Oh,
out
wow.
$125 an hour to him, and he's gonna find somebody to do it for 50.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carol?
No, we want one person that works with us, not somebody that's gonna farm it out.
I agree with most of what you say, except Andrew is a lot less experienced. That would be my only question. He's just getting into this on his own. And does he have the resources that we're gonna need to compile this master plan?
After talking to people that I've talked with on the phone about him, yeah, he's got the experience.
That would be my only holdback, is that.
First, the Grand Valley Metro Council, and that was a multi-million-dollar thing. He was their head finder. I also found out in talking to Township people, Cannon Township, she brought up the fact that he was really a mainstay in getting things started in the Rogue River watershed planning process, and practically said, okay folks, I want to do this, and he did it at no cost to anybody over the years. And in Park Township, that guy couldn't say enough good things about him. And he's been in the planning game a long time, but he's never been out on his own, And of course, the Grand Valley Council thing, that closed down. I mean, just because they worked themselves out of a job, so to speak. So,
I'm not saying anything bad about it, and, you're gonna be dealing with it more than I will be, so if you get along better with Andrew.
well, some of the answers I got tonight, I didn't like at all. I mean, we're wrong. That's why I asked the question. If I got a severe erosion problem, I'm gonna go to the Natural Resource Conservation Service. That's their
He's
job.
never dealt with it.
Local, so if that's what
He's never dealt with it.
He's never dealt with them. They've got GIS right in their own office. They can provide us with unbelievable amount of data on land use. And they have the engineers, the expertise to deal. That's why I asked that question. I mean, of course, I worked for them for 35 years, and I knew the answer. But didn't seem, I mean, DEQ's not gonna come out and help you solve an erosion problem.
But I think you're right, I think it's Morgan's intention to have one more multi-board meeting to discuss it, and then everybody's gonna vote
Well, I'll
on
make
it.
a motion that we vote to, recommend Andrew as the planner. You want to entertain that? And we could just send money to, the township board and say,
Well, I had a phone call before I came tonight. And Rich called me and I was headed for bed because she's sick. But she told Rich to tell me that she was in favor of Andrew, first guy. She had met this other guy. And I think I don't know if she's recently talked with him or not, but she knew of him, you know, but that was her thought too.
So the motion is, if the Croton Township Board hires a planner, our recommendation is Andrew.